I'm back. Hey, just be real. Hey, Mary. Hey, Irma. I don't know what happened. I had to turn off the internet connection on both of my phones in order to come back on YouTube and Facebook. So I don't know what happened. I didn't see any of your comments. I couldn't see anything. So I'm back. Hey, you guys. So I know. Let's do it again. Let's start all over again. Hey, KK, how are you? Hey, Casey. I'm back. So I don't know what happened. It's like the internet. It I don't know. YouTube was stuck. Facebook was stuck. I didn't get to see you guys' comments. I don't know what was going on. So I was sitting here trying to work with the camera, and so I finally just I cut off the internet on my telephone. And when I turned off the internet on my phone, you guys. So if there's some glitches or some holdups, you guys let me know, because there might be some freezing from time to time because I'm actually not connected to the Wi-Fi. Well, hello from Deutschland. How are you? So I apologize, but I'm back. So, Miss Telsha, hey, New Dawn Arises. How are you? So New Dawn is on board. So New Dawn Arises, and I'll just be real. If you guys would give me about 35 minutes, I know, right? So you guys give me about 35 minutes, okay? Give me 35 minutes. Thank you so much. I'm gonna be back again. I don't know what happened to the connection. I have no idea. You left me. Mary said, Dr. Carmen, I left you an email. My wife agreed to see you. She lives in Washington. I emailed you, left her contact information on the email, and you already have my contact information. Well, Mary, because of the fact, you kind of public, but I won't do marriage counseling for both of you. You can do coaching from a distance, or you want to come individually, that's fine, but I won't do marriage counseling, especially being on this type of scope and the kind of stuff that we're talking about and the information that you've released. So you should have kept that private. Just emailing me instead, but don't put it on a public forum, because then I have to address it on a public forum. But I won't do marriage counseling for you guys. I won't do that. Well, hello, Chanel. How are you? Hey, Mike, I'm back. Somebody was trying to control your screen. How? So 9:25. Okay, you guys give me about 30 minutes, okay? Well, thank you so much. I'm back. I had to turn off the Wi-Fi on my phones. I don't know. It was stuck. It's stuck. So I apologize. He said, can a narcissist brother cause learning disability problems with a 6-year-old younger sister? Unless there's some brain damage, I can't see. A narcissist can cause a lot of psychological. Thank you. I know. A narcissist can cause a lot of psychological damage and physical damage, but learning disabilities, I'm not too sure about that. That may have already been there, or unless there's been some brain damage, like they've had some head injuries from the narcissist, but I'm not too aware of that. I'm not too aware of that. Welcome back, Miss Robbie. Michelle, hi, Michelle. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, got it. Don't even use Facebook anymore. I haven't used Facebook in years. Oh, okay. Predator Free said, cut a childhood borderline friend off recently. He said, such as a new guy will leave me if he sees them. Was I right to cut them off? Absolutely. Absolutely. What do your scars have to do with your character? You can have a whole lot of scars. What does your scars have to do with your character? Brandy said, can a brain injury cause personality disorder? Yes. Or is it more genetic in nature? No, a brain injury can cause a personality disorder. Yes. Yes, that can happen. Yes. And you can look that up. That yes. A lot of times people that have had traumatic brain injuries or TBI, it does cause a change in personality. Absolutely. Yes. Whether it causes narcissistic personality disorder, I'm not too sure about that. But yes, there. I have met many soldiers. I have met a lot of people that have had traumatic brain injury, and it does change their personality. Some of them become very hostile. Some of them become very abusive. Yes, I have seen whether brain injuries cause narcissism. I don't think so. I would have to look that up. I'll have to research that some and see what studies say about that. I've never heard of it, but it may not be impossible, but I would have to look that up. KK said, Dr. Bryant, what are the chances that my newborn will be a narc or have other mental issues? I'm no contact, can't ask questions now, but seems like this whole family is nuts. Well, um, so your child is being raised by you as a single parent. So remember, during the developmental years, hey, Miss Clara, welcome back. So during the developmental years, remember the developmental years is where that personality is being formed. So most children at that young age, have narcissistic traits. That's just a part of normal development. Unfortunately, I hate that that's the term that we have to use, but that's very common traits that you see as they're growing up and discovering themselves. The one thing that you want to do is, you can get into um, parenting classes, domestic violence classes, to learn, how to parent, how the child's mind develops. You need to make sure that, when it comes to parenting, you're teaching them empathy, not to be over empathetic. The screen is probably buffering because I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi, so I apologize. The Wi-Fi, for some reason, it just cut off my Facebook and my YouTube. So, KK, it'd be good for you to go to like a child therapist, or to get more information. Go to parenting classes, go to the YWCA and see what type of classes they have concerning normal child development. And unfortunately, I'm unable to direct you to, because I'm not saying, but there's a lot of conversation and talk about it. Each person specializes in something different. I deal with mostly adults, male and females, that have been through domestic violence. I can tell you a lot about the kids that have experienced it, but I don't specialize in children. So you may want to look on YouTube for those people that specialize in children who have been traumatized, or especially traumatized with narcissistic parents, or find someone that kind of can guide you when it comes to like parenting. But the narcissist is not in the home, so they don't have a direct influence on them as well. So you just have to make sure that you don't overparent or guilt parent, and make sure that the child has boundaries. There is discipline. You make sure that they have responsibilities. You teach them responsibility. You help them understand what empathy is. Teach them empathy, and touch your children, hug your children, kiss your kids. Make sure you're showing them what empathy looks like, and don't be so over nervous. You know what I mean? Don't be so over nervous. Let's see. He abandoned me with no family here. I'm 1,200 miles away after 18 years. I'm sorry to hear that. Mike said narcissists would do that, Gigi. It's a shame. Okay, I missed that conversation. My apology. All right, did I miss something? Let me see. Okay, teach empathy, yes. So Purple Butterfly said the same thing. Remember, empathy is taught. That is a taught skill. You learn empathy from the people that you're around. You learn to be empathetic. You learn, that hurts, that made that person cry, that hurt. You say you're sorry, you don't want to, empathy is something that you teach your child and they watch you. Separated from Dart for 7 months. My family's broken. None of his family check on his kids. Don't force them either. If they go, let them go. Don't force them to be parents. Don't force them to be in the children's lives. Don't force them to do that. You may regret that later on, because you're teaching the child that they have to, you don't have to force a child to be in a relationship that another person doesn't want. If the other person doesn't want the relationship, and a lot of time parents do that, parents feel something, and especially the women, I speak to the women for a minute. A lot of times you want her to be a part of that child's life, so you almost force the parent to parent. And what you say is, I make the effort and I reach out, I make sure my kids help. Why would you do that? If that parent doesn't reach out to that child, you never know, that might be a blessing. But you force a parent to be a parent to a child. If they're not reaching out on their own, if they're not trying to interact with the child, if they're not checking on the children, leave them be. If they go, let them go. Leave them alone. Don't force them to try to be in the children's lives. Don't force them to try to be a parent. Leave them alone. You never know. You may save your child's life. You may save your child's mental emotions. Leave them alone. Don't force them to be a parent. Leave them alone. Why would you have to force someone to be with you? Why would you have to force someone to be with your child? It makes it seem worth being around. That child has worth, but if that parent doesn't recognize the worth, especially if dealing with a narcissist, it doesn't matter. You might be saving that child's life. Leave that child alone. If the child, if they don't reach out, leave the child alone. Try to force them to be in the family, or be family. KK said, due to the 6 years with him, I now have PTSD. Relaxing is a struggle, but I'm going to keep pushing. You keep on working on that. You keep working on it. It's like riding a bicycle. You have to keep trying and keep trying. You're gonna keep falling off the bicycle. You keep getting on it. You keep trying. And what you do is eventually you'll master it. Eventually it'll become a habit for you. You just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Okay. Uh, Thank you, Gigi. Purple Butterfly, I agree. Let them stay away. That's right. Don't force your kids to be in a relationship with a parent that doesn't want to have a relationship with them. You never know. And I'm not saying all of them are like that, but you could be forcing them into the arms of a pedophile. Leave them alone. If the parent don't want to have anything to do with it, it could be a blessing later on. And I'm not saying that all of them are pedophiles. That's not what I'm saying. But don't force them to be a parent. They don't want to be a parent. Leave them alone. Predator Free said, you look fantastic and festive for the season. I'm getting ready for another Christmas alone. That's okay. Cut off all my narc family, either that or they're dead. If I'm, that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Predator Free. Your name says it all. Jesper Real says, I believe it is the Outlook email. I haven't learned how to copy it in the chat. It's Dr. Carmen Bryant, DrCarmenBR. You see, it's Dr. and then Carmen Bryant at Outlook.com. My ex left a lot of questions with his passing. That's all right. You're going to have to come up with your own closure. Some of those questions may not ever be answered. And sometimes you may not want to know the answers to the question either. Trust me. You may open up a whole bunch of wounds you weren't ready for. I've been trauma bonded and I'm a roller coaster. Yep. That's how it usually is. How can I heal from narcissistic abuse while dealing with borderline personality disorder symptoms? First of all, John Doe, if you have borderline personality disorder, you need to get in with a counselor that specializes in maybe like DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, and get good education on what borderline personality is, first of all. And then while you're doing that, also inquire about trauma therapy. Like you can inquire about EMDR, brain spotting, those type of things that deal with your trauma. Thank you so much, Sherelle. Thank you so much. But yes, find you a trauma professional, find a DBT specialist, EMDR, brain spotting, if you like naturopathic, medications, or if you don't mind meds, but you got to, first of all, you got to deal with the BPD, borderline personality disorder, and get into counseling, and then find someone. If they deal with personality disorders like borderline personality disorder, they probably also deal with trauma, meaning that they may, find one that specializes in the EMDR as well and see if you qualify for it. 25 minutes? Okay. Let's see. Down, let me see. Hadassah said, I thought I was possibly a super empath. Then I talked tonight and think maybe I'm a plain old empath and not a super empath. Supernova, so confused. Okay, so super empath, supernova. Those are two separate things. An empath or a super empath or an empath can go supernova. Go watch my. So you're not an empath supernova. Those two don't go together. An empath can go supernova, meaning that they done had it. Empath usually would do whatever they possibly, or super empath would do whatever they possibly can to avoid going off, blowing up. They'll do whatever they can to avoid, that's like a star supernova, because once they get pushed to the limit fighting, they blow up where people will actually assume that super empath is actually a narcissist, because they will have a lot of narcissistic traits. And so what ends up happening is most of them try to avoid it, because once they go supernova, a lot of times in a clinical setting, and I don't tell people this in clinical setting, but the way that it's like in a clinical setting, like they had a psychotic episode, they done got put into inpatient treatment, they done lost it, and then after all that happens, a lot of times it takes months and months and months for them to come down from that blow up. And so when they come down, and it's a lot because they feel guilty for blowing up like that. And so Empath is struggling with the fact that I'm a narcissist, because this is what I did, and everything I did is the exact same thing that narcissist done. So I believe that I'm the narcissist. No, what probably happened is you done had enough, and you done tried everything to possibly to keep from just blowing up, but enough was enough, and it doesn't happen all the time. So people say, I went supernova every week. No, you didn't, or you mess around and you being impatient for real. You don't go supernova every week. That's not what happens. A super empath, an empath, if they go supernova, they don't try everything they possibly can to avoid going just blowing up. And once they don't have enough, they look very much like a narcissist. You would think that they're a narcissist, and they're not. But then they struggle because it may take months and months and months for them to come down out of that. They may have been an inpatient. They may have gotten a domestic violence charge. They may be on medication, and it takes a long time to calm themselves back down. And then they feel so guilty about what they've done. They feel so horrible about what they've done or how they did what they did. But if they go supernova, they ain't no joke. That that causes a lot of serious narc injuries. How do we get closure? You will never get closure from a narcissist. You have to find your own closure. You have to get your own closure. That means is self-care. Get yourself into counseling. That's why I always advertise I have a sponsored link. And if you use the sponsored link, you get a 10% discount if you use my name, which is betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. And if you use that link, you get a 10% discount. Thank you, 20 minutes. It's a 10% discount for those of you that can't find a therapist that specializes in narcissist abuse. You look for a therapist that specializes in post-traumatic stress or trauma. That's what you're looking for. I say invest in yourself. So you invest in yourself, and you have to get your own closure, because a narcissist is never going to give you closure. They like open doors. They'll never give you closure. That's too much. That's too easy, to apologize, and they're not even sincere when they do that. So don't ever look for closure with a narcissist. They're not going to give you closure. You got to find your own closure, meaning you have to do self-care. You have to invest in yourself. That's why I encourage you guys, those of you that can't find a counselor, go on BetterHelp, make the investment. It is a nominal fee, but you register on that site, and then you start looking for those that specialize in post-traumatic stress, trauma, give me a minute, you guys. Sorry, trying to make sure my cat didn't knock over my tree. So, but look for it, make that investment. Make that investment in yourself. If you like to do online counseling, FaceTime counseling, telephonic counseling, at this particular time, I'm not accepting any clients through BetterHelp.com. But if you use BetterHelp.com/Dr. Carmen, you get a 10% discount. If you're having some financial difficulties, they do provide some grants, that will assist you. So go check it out. Register, make a low fee, and see how you like. It's a nominal fee. Pay the price for your healing. It'll cost you everything once you lose your mind, and you can't get your mind back. You lose your children, you lose your family, you lose your health. You got to invest in yourself. You got to find a good counselor. And for some of you guys, you can't just get out. Can you see the big cat? He's running around here somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. Every time I get on camera, he'll start galloping through the house. So I got to be able to catch him. So at the end of the video, I'll see if he'll come over to me and see if I can pick him up, okay? But it is a blessing when they leave kids alone. It hurts the kids, but they have no idea. Yeah, exactly, Julie, exactly. I totally agree with that. New Dawn Rises, Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. I highly recommend. I'm not religious. All of us is in this book. Exactly. Yup. Let me grab the book. So this is my book, y'all. It is Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. You can find it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. So I got to do two cameras. You can find it on Amazon or Barnes & Nobles. You can get the ebook, or you can get the Kindle. I wrote the book, and it's a story, and you can find your stories in here. But it's people in here that have experienced narcissistic personality disorder abuse by a person that had NPD. how they were groomed, how not just how they were groomed, but how narcissistic parents raised them to think, what they were told. You know, when you look at a computer, if you look at a computer, you know, the hardware on the computer, it has there is a program that's running in the background while you're typing on it, is giving information back and forth to the computer. So there's a program running at all times in the background. Think about it for just a minute. If you were raised by, well, thank you, is it Christine? But the whole time you have been raised by a narcissistic parent, or the words that have been imparted in you, you have this narrative running in the back of your head. This program is running in the back of your head. And so in this book, it talks about how, you know, how they were trained to think, how people were trained to think with narcissistic parents and narcissistic grandparents. I do not have an audio book yet. Not yet. You got to pay an actor to do it. I was gonna do it, but the podcast is so sensitive. You can hear me swallowing everything. So I have to get the right equipment to be able to do it. We don't hear me breathing and swallowing and you know, smacking my lips. So give me a minute, you guys. But the story is got your story in there. You know, how they were abused, how they were thinking, how they tried to escape, how the children were abused, how the children, you know, even how the narcissist was, what happened to the narcissist, that for the narcissist to become a narcissist. You know, and how, and I do provide Christian encouragement, biblical encouragement. However, for those of you that are not Christians, and a lot of people have purchased the books that are not Christian, but you can, you know, take the principles out of the book, take the principle out of the book and the encouragement out of the book, you know, and find yourself in the book, and you can see how these people, these are real stories of real people. But read the book, you know, and take the principles out of the book. And so thank you so much for purchasing my book and recommending it. I'm honored. You know, use it as a stocking stuffer. You know, you guys donate some of the books over to like the YWCA, because this is something that they need to learn how to teach. They're teaching the power and control wheel. They're teaching domestic violence. They are. But what is it like to go through domestic violence with an individual? Because it is domestic violence. What is it like? 14 minutes. What is it like to go through domestic violence with an that we assume has narcissistic personality disorder? What does it look like? What is the game? Some of you guys have been through the Y, or have been through domestic violence training and classes and stuff, but no one ever broke down how these individuals think and how they react. And all of us can share stories, and a lot of the stories are very similar. You know, and so these individuals operate a certain way, and it's that cluster, all of us, we can relate to. This is how they think and this is how they act, you know. And most of us sit around like, I can't believe that a human being can be like that. Yep, those individuals can be just like that. Where did you collect your stories from your book? You want to know? I can't tell you all that. Can't tell you all that. I can't tell you all that, but they're real people. You'd be surprised. Elizabeth says, he bought me and my grandchildren Christmas gifts and won't really speak to me now. I just don't understand. You're being hoovered. Nicole said, mine said he would never let anybody treat him like that, or like I did. He blamed me for everything. I was the one abused, and I was accused of everything. I was made out to be the narcissist. Yeah, because he's gaslighting you. They never take. You're going to buy the book, Roxy? Thank you so much. Hold it up, boss. Oh, it's the book. I just found your Facebook page. Oh, okay. Buying the book tomorrow. It goes the book. I was told to hold the book up. So here's at the UK. It pays to not being to sleep. It pays not to be able to fall asleep sometime. That's good. You get to join me on Facebook. Thank you so much. This is Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. Watch the movie Gaslight. Yeah, watch the movie Gaslight. Watch the movie Gaslight. So just in case you ask me where'd I get the stories from, if I ever had to prove that the stories were true, I can prove the stories are true. But I just can't tell y'all all that. Can't tell y'all my business. Let's see. KM said, diagnosed with PTSD, continue with therapist, then hired a life coach for maintenance. That's a good idea. That's good. That is good because a life coach is going to help you develop goals for your future. A therapist deals with mental health issues. A therapist deals with post-traumatic stress. They provide you with psychoeducation and information concerning mid management. And will help you develop goals, and you develop goals, and they coach you through your goals. Real goals, to set smaller goals. Whether you want to start a business, whether you want to do coaching yourself, write a book, whatever. But a coach will help you set goals, and they coach you through your goals. Can PTSD cause physical pain? Absolutely. Yes, it can. PTSD, because you're also dealing with the nervous system. Can cause a lot of health issues, because you got to remember that fight, flight, or freeze, and that adrenaline is pumping, and then your dopamine and serotonin is off. Not only that, a lot of times when people are stressing, they start getting ulcers, because that stress level is really high. In PTSD, you're always in a fight, flight, or freeze. You're always anxious. You're anxious, feel like your chest is hurting, you got GERD, you want to regurgitate, you have all of a sudden now you have IBS, now you're allergic to foods, you got ulcers in your stomach. A lot of people have stress headaches. A lot of stress headaches, migraines. Sometimes you start developing stuff with. So what's that mean? Gaslighting me. I got some videos. You go check out what gaslighting is. I also have. Did I do a podcast on gaslighting? I'm not sure if I did a podcast on gaslighting. I need to do one. I might do one tomorrow. But thyroid issues, hypothyroid or hyperthyroid, yes, you have a lot of physical problems that are related to PTSD. A lot of people that have post-traumatic stress disorder also have medical problems, and medical and mental health are very closely related. Whenever I do assessments and people have like they have major depressive disorder, I always send them back, or if they're having psychotic episodes, or they're having hallucinations, or they hear voices. First thing I also do is I send them back to their primary care provider that have a complete blood work done, and to make sure they test to make sure they don't have thyroid issues, because if they have hypothyroidism, it will present itself as major depressive disorder, and sometimes they just need to get medication, and a lot of times the thyroid issue goes away. When the testosterone is low, you may be experiencing major depression, anxiety, stuff like that. What else? Sometimes traumatic brain injury, or problems with the frontal, is it the front? Can cause hallucinations. A lot of times you may be off and you smell certain things. You smell like sulfur. You may smell like sweet stuff, bananas and stuff or certain smells, or wood or burning or something like that. Sometimes that can be traumatic brain injury. It could be something wrong with your brain. You may have a head injury or concussion or something like that. So, well, thank you so much, Jill. What else do I check? So a lot of times when people are hallucinating, or sometimes major depression, if you're severely depressed, can cause psychotic, mood congruent psychotic episodes. But also traumatic brain injury can cause psychosis. There's a lot of things. So a lot of times I do send and before I definitively make a diagnosis, I have them to check blood work, allergies, certain things to find out. Or sometimes when people are going through menopause, when women are going through menopause, it will present itself in major depression, anxiety, anxiety. So a lot of different things can cause different things, and a lot of times they may need hormone treatment. Hormone treatment will regulate the depression. There's a lot of things. Come here. They want to see you on camera. Come here. Come here, Bigums. But it can cause anxiety. So can a head injury cause narcissism? I don't know that. I do that. Head injuries can cause personality disorders, but whether it causes narcissistic personality disorder, I'm not sure, because narcissistic personality disorder is something that's developed from childhood up to adulthood, and it is from something either sexual abuse, psychological abuse, or overparenting, or being raised up by a narcissist. Bigums, come here. Come over here. But so I don't think The cat is a narcissist. It's all about him, right? Exactly. It's all about him. And my tree. But so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to that. I've never heard of a head injury causing narcissistic personality disorder. I know it can cause personality disorder for personality to change. A lot of people that I have known that came back from like war, that have post-traumatic stress disorder, their whole personality has changed. A lot of them, trauma-based head injuries, but a lot of their personality has changed. Absolutely. Um, I see. Good evening. Well, hey there, Marilyn. How are you? So I got 8 minutes left. Let me see if I can catch Mr. Self-Absorbed over here. Hey, come here. Come here. They want to see you. Dr. Carmen, my husband, 18 years of marriage. Now my daughter, age 17, is a narc. Jealous and hate me. I have to leave them both. My first and only child, she's like her father now. See? She's raised by a narcissist. She was raised by a narcissist. Absolutely. And he probably had a lot of input about his opinion about you, and she gravitated. Um, she gravitated, and he groomed her, and he taught her and she developed the disorder. Absolutely. So right about the holiday Hoover. He tried through my children. Nope, nope. There you go. See? Well, I am short on time. So any last questions behind your back? See? Why would someone kick you out of the house and say they don't want you anymore? Go spend all this money and not talk after that. Elizabeth, you have to go watch my videos because you're asking very simple, basic questions that are dealing with a lot of the videos I have. Why would somebody do that? What kind of channel are you on? You're dealing with a narcissist? Watch my videos. I guarantee if you start watching some of those videos, you'll be able to answer that question yourself. Yes, the block button. Absolutely. Anyone ever get night terrors after dealing with narcissist people or family? That's a part of post-traumatic stress too. If you're getting night, and my time up, I found out his mother was one by listening to him talk about her. Isn't that a shame? Vicky said, do narcs secretly enjoy seeing someone get physically hurt and not feel an urge to help? Oh yeah, they don't mind seeing you get hurt. It gives them a thrill to watch you get hurt. There's something that is just what's the word I'm looking for? Well, a lot of times they're the ones who want to cause the pain. They want to cause the pain because they like that power and control. They make you smile, they make you cry. They want, and so they don't have a problem watching you hurt. They much rather see you hurt than to see you happy and it wasn't them who did it. Is my time up? I'm not going to deal with my narc sister for Christmas. Good for you, Beautiful Ashes. Good for you. What happens when a narcissist calls you a narcissist? I mean, what you want to do? You want to fight? I mean, most of us have been called the narcissist. Most of us have had a narcissist. They call us the narcissist. You know, girl, you can't cut them. So, well, I mean, what can you do? They're dead inside. Push and pull. Yep. Pretty common. 2 minutes? Okay. You are so welcome. Merry Christmas to you too. You're not having Christmas? Okay. You just have to take your time. Whenever you're ready to have Christmas, you have Christmas then. How do you learn to trust while still needing to protect yourself from the same pitfalls? Very carefully. You have to find people. You have to find a tribe. And a lot of times when you find a tribe and you get around that tribe, just because you have a big tribe don't mean you don't have narcissists within that tribe. You know, when you have a big tribe, that doesn't necessarily mean that your tribe won't have some narcissists in that tribe. You have more information. You are more equipped now, but you know that your tribe loves you and you love your tribe. Each one of them are individual people, and you learn, how far to go in trust. A lot of times we went too far in trust. You don't know you're supposed to have boundaries. And so a lot of times when you say trust, a lot of times we went too far. My clock is broke. Well, she said 2 minutes. See, y'all cutting up. She said 2 minutes, so I was waiting for her to tell me time was up. But just because you have a big tribe doesn't, each person has their own issues. That doesn't mean you're dating everybody. That means you're learning how to accept people for who they are. That don't mean you have to get in a relationship with the narcissist that's within your tribe. You know, I'm around narcissists, whether it's at work, you know, whether it's within the community. I'm around narcissists all day long. That doesn't mean I have to be in a personal relationship with them either. You know, and I know I have boundaries. I know how far to go with them. I know what I'm dealing with, you know. And sometimes I can't get away from them. They're a part of that community and work society, you know. So sometimes you can't get away from them, but you know how to, you know, to keep yourself guarded. You know what you're dealing with. And while I'm teaching it, you know, I watch it play out right in front of me. I just know how far I do and do not go, you know, and I know what I'm dealing with, meaning that your conversations with them, everything, you have to think of the conversations. You have to be careful how you do the conversation. You know what I mean? Time is up. Okay, so time is up. It's hard because now I think everyone is a narc. Yeah, you can see a lot of narcissistic traits. Thank you, Willene. I appreciate you. But yeah, you can see narcissistic traits, and everybody has narcissistic traits. I just hate that that's the term that we have to use, but you know, everybody has narcissistic traits. Yeah. Well, you guys, my time is up. My timekeepers are hating over here. They throwing clocks and stumping feet and clapping their hands. And so I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I may come on so you guys know that I have opened up some additional slots for those of you, because there's a pretty good turnout. A lot of you have asked for the discounted rates for coaching, and so I'm giving a discount during the holidays. If you email me, I put the email is Dr. Carmen Bryant, which is Dr. Carmen Bryant, DrCarmenBryant at outlook.com. For those of you that are interested, I opened up some more time slots. If you guys are, I am listening. Thank you for preserving me. I appreciate you guys. But I did open up some additional slots because a lot of you have inquired about the discounted rates. I have 45-minute and hour slots that I have offered at a discounted rates for those of you that are needing just a little additional boost during the holidays. I'm doing it this week and next week. So if you are interested, please, you know, send me an email, let me know you're interested, and then I'll give you guys the rates and the times that I opened up. So I did have a pretty good turnout at discounted rates. You got to jump on it now, you know, because I got a lot of people that email me. And so you guys email me, let me know that you're interested. I'll send you the, I take insurance, but I only take insurance here in the state of Washington. In order to see me under your insurance, first of all, I have to see if I'm contracted with your insurance. I would have to check that. And number two, you actually have to come to my office. And then, you know, you have to email me and let me know if you are here in the state of Washington and to see whether I take your insurance and if I have availability. So thank you so much, Crystal. I appreciate you. So I appreciate you guys being on. Thank you to my timekeepers. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having such a great sense of humor. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are so much fun. I like laughing and joking with you guys. You guys are awesome. Let me see if I'm going to bring the cat on, okay? Yeah, Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. And those of you that are looking for, I don't take Medicare. I do take Medicaid, though. And I take Apple Health. Apple Health. And so you just have to tell me what which insurance you're contracted under Apple Health. I do take Cigna. Yes, I do take Cigna. You got to speak English on this scope. So if you don't speak English, we're not going to cater to you because I don't know what you're saying. Come here, Bigums. Come here. So before I get off, I'm going to let you guys see the cat. Come here. Come here. Come up here. Come here. He's walking that way. Come here. Come up here. Come here. They want to see you. Come here. Here he is. Well, they're trying to look at you over here. Look, they're trying to see you over here. Look. Here he is. See him? This is Cinnamon Bun. This is Cinnamon Bun. He's a Norwegian forest cat. He looks like a Maine Coon, but he is a Norwegian forest cat. He's a big guy, see? Pretty big guy. He's a pretty big sized guy. And I always call him Bigums. Who called him a dog? He's not a dog. That's a cat. That's a big old giant cat. Bum, yeah. This is big, super cat. So this is who you guys have been asking. This is the one whenever I get on the air, he runs across the floor real fast. So like he'll run into the wall. Like, I don't know what he does. He tries to get my attention. You have a fur baby that looks like this? Yeah, this is a cougar. A cat dog. Robbie, your daughter loves him. Your daughter come in here and pick him up like a purse too. Yeah, this big old giant self. Look, I don't know what he's looking at. What you looking at? What's up here that you looking around at? What's up there? Yep. See, look. They're looking at you on the camera. Look. Look. They see you on the camera. Look. They see you right here. Look. They see you on the camera. That's him. Big old self. I would bring the guinea pig we just got. It's Mr. Charles. His name is Mr. Charles. There you go. And see, I'm one, I don't like to walk around with cat fur. So I don't pick him up in the morning when I go to work. Okay, he's not super shedding. Yeah, he's huge and furry. You want him? That's my daughter's cat. That's my daughter's Puma. Well, you guys, thank you so much. You say you love cat, but where's her cat? You said, wait a minute, what? You said, I love cats, but where's her cat at? That is, oh, where's the cat's cat? Yeah, it's a Siberian husky cat. So, oh, you're allergic? Oh, okay. My daughter is a little allergic too. Every now and then she kisses them, then her lip will swell up. But other than that, that's her cat. That's her purse baby. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. And remember, if you guys are, sometimes I kiss him, sometimes I don't, because he do too much. He stays in my face too much. And he's fuzzy. So then by the time I'm done, I have fuzz all in my face and in my eyelash. And you know I got these long eyelashes. So, but thank you guys so much. Remember, I was telling you guys, if you do not feel like going out and looking for a counselor and you don't have insurance at this time, you can get a counselor for a nominal fee through BetterHelp.com/Dr. Carmen. That is a sponsored link for me. Use that link and you can get a 10% discount. Also, if you're having financial difficulties, you can always talk to them and let them know they do have grants available to those of you that are looking. When you are vetting a counselor, ask them if they understand post-traumatic stress, trauma, psychological trauma, parental alienation. Talk to them in those type of terms. Once you find one that you're interested in, ask them, thank you so much, Telsha, ask them if they understand narcissist abuse. I ask them if they understand narcissism, the effects that narcissism has on the abuser and what that type of abuse looks like. You're welcome to share my videos with them. You pick a video that you want them to see. You can even send them a link, even to your own counselors if you want to. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell so you know whenever I come on. And how do you vet them? You can go on there and you can put in the information of what you're looking for. So when you go on there looking, you put in the information of what you're looking for, and then you can even ask them, before you decide to pick a counselor, you ask them, do you know this? Do you understand this? What do you specialize in? Even on BetterHelp.com, there are articles about narcissism written by some of the counselors. And so, but they're all licensed counselors. All of them are licensed counselors, and they're in your area. And so at this particular time, I'm not taking clientele through BetterHelp. I'll let you guys know when I do. But the only thing is that licensed counselors, even on BetterHelp, are in your state. Unless they are licensed in another state, they're in your state. And so you are able to see a counselor that's licensed in your particular state. So some of you guys are out of state. I still wouldn't be able to see you unless I get licensed in that state. And that is a whole nother thing. And so you guys know that I'm trying to get my license in California, but I'm gonna try to look into some of the schools in California. There's some additional training that I want to do, and that I want to get licensed in California. So that means either I can fly or I can do it over online through BetterHelp, whatever way. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Remember, go to Barnes and Noble or on Amazon, my book, Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. Real stories, real people that experience it. It is with Christian encouragement. So those of you that don't believe in God or not Christians, take the principles out. Will you be here next? Yep. Unless we have any if you do, I'm coming to see you. That is awesome. Thank you so much. You guys stay tuned too, because I should be traveling to North Carolina in April. So remember, it was postponed. I was supposed to go, I think, in November, but she had to postpone it. So I think she's rescheduling it for the conference for April. So I'm going to let you guys know. I got to talk to her. I'm going to let you guys know. And those of you that already had paid before, some of you had already paid. And so those of you that had already paid and ended up having it, we had to, well, not we, but she ended up having to cancel. I let her know to make sure that those people that had paid before that were trying to come the first time will be a part of, you guys will join me for dinner. I think either dinner or lunch. And you guys will be my special guests for dinner or lunch when I come to North Carolina. Those of you that are interested in being guests for dinner or lunch, make sure you let Miss I'm looking at all the names over here. Hey, Miss Cassandra, but talk to Miss Tiara, and she will give you the fee so that you will be my special guest, and you can come and eat with me. So if you do any special events in Arizona, you have to let me know and contact me. Then you're responsible for getting me there. You tell me what the topic of your conference is. Just contact me via email. So once again, thank you so much. Texas, you're in Houston, a few hours from Dallas. Okay. So April, I should be going to North Carolina, but in April, I think I'm supposed to be in Dallas anyway. I'm not coming to Dallas for a speaking event. I'm coming to Dallas because my grandson will be born. So while I'm there, I may do like a one-day, meet and greet and maybe a lecture, and you guys are, when I do that and plan that, I will let you know. If you do an event in Florida, you let me know. If you want me to be your speaker, you just have to, send me your information, tell me, and I will send you, my what I charge to speak at conferences, and you let me know. That new baby smell, I can give them back. I can give them back. See, I can smell that new baby and hand that baby back. But thank you guys once again for being here. If you guys are just coming in, make sure you go and watch the replay. Also, you're subscribed to Destiny Helper. I was just about to say that. Make sure that when you guys go look on YouTube, go look for my mentor. Her name is Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper, and make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel. She will provide you with information concerning narcissist abuse from a biblical and spiritual perspective. She is the presiding prelate of Into His Chambers Global Ministry. She is my mentor, and she's the senior pastor. So the presiding prelate, she's a senior pastor. She's my pastor, my spiritual mentor, my spiritual parent. Make sure you go and subscribe to her channel. Yes, Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. Those of you that are on Facebook, you can also find her under Into His Chambers Global Ministries, or you can find her under Apostle, I think it's Apostle Helen or Apostle Helen Sadler. And you can find her on there. And so once again, thank you guys so much. Thank you for always being here with me. I really enjoy being with you guys. You see how hard it is for me to get off of here, but I'm sleepy, so I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna do right by my timekeepers, my moderators. I'm gonna get off now. So I'm off tomorrow, so I get me a break. So I get to kind of hang out at the house a little bit. So thank you guys. I'm gonna take a break tomorrow. So I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you check out my podcast too. I'm on Podbean. That's my main one, Podbean. You won't find me under Dr. Carmen Bryant. You'll find me under Overcoming Narcissism. God loves you too, Lucia. But you'll find me under on Podbean. You'll find me under Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. So you won't find me under Dr. Carmen Bryant. You'll find me under Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. I'm on Podbean. I'm on iHeartRadio, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Google Play, and I'm on iTunes. And so please go check me out. If you go to Podbean, that's where I'm at, Podbean. And then I'm also on the other ones. Just type in Overcoming Narcissist Abuse and you'll see the picture that you normally see. So once again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I hate to get off, but I need a break. I need to go lay down and take the ugly pretty sweater off. So thank you, New Dawn Arises, Just Be Real, and Telsha. I appreciate you guys, and I thank you so much for every time you guys come on and you spend time talking to the people, moderating for me, and making sure that, you know, that the people are being respectful for each other. You guys really make it happen. Hey, Ms. Luba, how are you doing? And I apologize. I don't know what was going on with the Wi-Fi, and so on YouTube it was just stuck. It wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't even let me come on, and on Facebook it froze. And so when I actually turned the Wi-Fi off on my telephones, it started working. And so I don't know what was going on. I mean, the internet was working in the house, but I think because everybody's at home right now, everybody was connected to the Wi-Fi. So I just took myself off of Wi-Fi and it started working again. So I really, really appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you share the videos, okay? And you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Miss Nashia. I love you guys all. All my love to you guys. You guys take care.